Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost.
You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah.
We're trying to find a way to have you open it part. You don't know what song to do.
If you feel like you wanna scream, if that's your way of letting out steam, then scream on. Scream on. If you wanna say something to say, and talking is the only way, rap on. Rap on.
Still ain't got no lighting.
And the one thing that Bonnie Godiva and QP can agree on, timestamps don't lie, motherfuckers. How the fuck you doing? It's your nigga, UTJ.
And your favorite nigga to smoke with, Ice City 510.
I thought I was your favorite nigga to smoke with.
One of your favorite niggas to smoke with. Smoke with both of us.
And Weez is here to discuss the second of the three battles that we're going to try to knock out while my baby mama and my child sleep right above us.
The tray of ash, where is it?
On the floor of garage, my nigga. We're going to start with the second battle. We're not going to start with, but I'm going to use that start phrase in just a second. We're going to talk about Dizaster and Math Hoffa. But we're going to start with, I told you, some real nigga shit. RNS, motherfuckers.
Yo. On some real nigga shit. Don't ever get nothing where you gotta sign a contract. Fuck that shit. Cause it's gonna come back and it's gonna bite your ass in the end. I told myself I wasn't gonna do that shit, and then what did I do? I did it, and it bit myself in the end. I got this fucking cable bill with Dish. Oh, that shit is a bitch. And I can't get out of it because I got this contract and I got to keep it for like another 4 months. And if I don't do it, it's going to be like $400 that I owe. And I should have just stuck with Comcast. It go the same thing with your phone bill, with your fucking internet, or even with your fucking cable. Don't get stuck in them contracts because they'll kill you. They got commercials about the shit. Listen to the commercials because they don't lie about all the time. I'm trying to save y'all some money. Some real nigga shit.
That is some real nigga shit. And I'll give motherfuckers extra points if you can relate that to just the fucking Diz's mindset. Because, yeah, them contracts is a motherfucking trap. That's the kind of shit that be on Diz's mind. But yeah, we're going to talk about this battle. It doesn't surprise me at all that you motherfuckers, overall, what I've been hearing is that Math won. And it barely even surprises me that you think these motherfuckers bodied the nigga. You guys is like Math 3-0'd the nigga. That's crazy. That's fucking bananas flambe.
That's what everybody's saying?
That's what I'm hearing, I guess. Not everybody, but I'm hearing a lot of motherfuckers.
I came pretty close to that, but I ain't gonna say he bodied got your ways you can look at it. You got your ways you don't gotta look at it. But it was a nice battle.
It was a decent battle.
You know what I'm saying? It was a pretty decent battle.
But I really think that
Talk that shit, nigga.
I'm about to, man. Look, barring Math's rudimentary cadence, scratch that. Okay, we're not even going to talk about his basic 4-bar set. We're going to talk about the third round. I'm going to give Math his props. Math cooked on that third round in Diz freestyle, and I'm not going to even analyze it because for me to prove why I came to my very subjective opinion that Diz won, all I got to do is show you motherfuckers how he cooked on the first 2 rounds. And what do you think? Before I start to rant, we'll continue to rant.
My first, I'm looking at it. The first round, to me, can go either or. I gave it to Dizaster the first round, edging it. My second round, that's what we're gonna get into. But I'm on the first round right now.
So, talk about Math's first round.
So Math's first round, I like how he started off. You know what I'm saying? I like his fucking energy he kept the whole round. And then I think the thing about the top tier niggas, the top, you know what I'm saying, like the top tier niggas, the motherfuckers we wanting to see, all them niggas know how to control energy and keep the right energy. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at Charlie Clips, when you look at DNA, when you look at Math Hoffa, when you look at Arsenal, when you look at motherfuckers like Averb and shit like that. Like, them niggas know how to control crowds and shit like that.
Right hook, I'm back, y'all. Haters form a line on my sack, so you can say you stood with me when you heard I got blackballed. My chances of getting a match was slim as a scratch off, but thanks to these wax off, amateur jack-offs, and top tier niggas that slacked off, now my phone's ringing off the hook like Jones when he backed off. Let's talk facts.
So man came off pretty cool, talking about a fight or a battle. What do you motherfuckers want to see?
Which I find very ironic that either one was okay with him at the start of the battle.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try not to make those type of ad-libs throughout, but it's so fucking hard because he's so fucking... Math Hoffa, I'm not saying this about you in case you watch this. I'm saying this about niggas that remind me of you that I've dealt. Like, I've had to fucking beat up a bunch of motherfuckers that thought they were tough guys and they didn't think I was gonna fight them. And then they realized that, oh shit, this nigga actually enjoys fighting. And there's been a couple of times where, you know, motherfuckers have gotten the best of me due to whatever. So for you to start being like, oh, whatever, and then repeatedly, I didn't like your angles. That's what I meant to say earlier, but I didn't want to go into a rant about it. And now I'm going to fucking kind of continue my rant as he interjects with the things you said. You did a lot of Arab jokes, and you did a lot of jokes about you hitting people. And the irony of the situation that impresses upon me cannot escape my mind. So, but go ahead.
Well, yeah, to the thing with the Arab jokes was, what I gotta say in that first round, he did do some Arab jokes, but it wasn't like crafted. It was just like it was just some shit that he was just saying like finally.
No, nigga, he even had the one.
I know, we in his first round.
Yeah, where he said if Eminem had a...
Now, yeah, that was... But it's like, what other way could you say that?
But all you had to do, why not say if Eminem was having a school about battlers? Why did it have to be about Arab battlers? Like, if Eminem opened a school about battlers, like, that bar would have worked against a Danny Myers or a Rum Nitty if he had taken Arab out.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Is that the only bar that could have worked like that? Because that was the only bar that was crafted in there. That Math Hoffa, because if it wasn't just for that Eminem bar, it was just calling them Ab bar, Ab Akbar.
And no, there was a couple in the slipper skate and the Taliban. Like he had them throughout there.
And that was when he was. You don't have bars like that. That's just saying finally Akbar spending time with me.
And then he said something about Ramadan. Like motherfucker, rewatch the battle. They're in there. They're in there. And then, like I said, and then when he's not talking about or making innuendos about the Middle Eastern culture, which, like I said, is fine. It's battle rap. You're supposed to, but not this nigga. This battle is for like a lot of fucking marbles. You can do better. Like in your third round, you did better.
But the shit he was saying wasn't. It was just Akbar spending time with me. That was in his beginning. Then he did do the Eminem class thing. He said something,
which I think was forced. Like it was unnecessary, gratuitous.
Okay, and then he did the fucking why your uncles be slipping skating on cars. But when he was opening up and he was talking about hitting people, he was going through his recap of what this motherfucker done went through and basically what the fuck done happened. And that's why I was like, yeah, what Math Hoffa done went through was a whole bunch of, he didn't talk nothing about dose. So he wasn't saying every time I done punched the motherfucker, he was just basically like.
I think Dose with people's attention span, now I don't think people even remember Dose's name like that.
Okay. But he had to, these rappers is like Peter Pan. If they get fly with me, I'm stealing on them. My hook's like piracy. Like he had that bar in there. That nigga was like, hey y'all.
Yeah, like I said, if he wasn't talking about fucking the nigga's fucking background, the nigga was talking about fucking hitting somebody or ringing from the hook, like a serious hook. Like he was talking about what a tough guy he was.
But
those were his two main angles.
He also had the organs. If you don't throw a strike, organs in the picture. To me, wasn't all that hottest of the hottest, but it was just
that's what I'm saying.
There. Then he also had the Dizaster looking in his phone. That was in his first round. That's what happened. That's an exposing Dizaster line right there. Then he also had the leaving Bola with the head of somebody on head of this Bola soldier on my left shoulder. Like all of those lines.
No, okay, he had a few mediocre bars that weren't about them two main angles. I can give you that. I'm cool with that. I'm saying the crux of this nigga's fucking entire battle rested on those two things. And he didn't do them well enough. I mean, all right, when you get into fucking...
It's battle rap.
It is battle rap. And nigga, it is 2014 in battle rap. And niggas is doing better. Like, when you look at fucking Diz's first round, Diz, to me, motherfuckers went crazy. The fucking Edward Snowden shit, I actually love.
What is Ed? That's what I'm saying. I don't know what is Edward Snowden?
Edward Snowden is the WikiLeaks dude. The fucking, and see, that's the example. It's like a lot of motherfuckers that I think that say, oh, Math 3-0 the nigga, is probably would ask me the same question.
2 battles in 1 week span, so the other one gets less promotion. It's true. In a week, he's gonna step to old red. He has a death wish. Let him go then. If he survives here, in a week, he'd be leaking everywhere, just like Edward Snowden. Last time we battled, you choked. Did I hear mad stutter? Long blade left his hand smothered with all types of saw buzzers and slab cutters. Catch a butterfly to your mouth like the bitch from the Silence of the Lamb cover. Damn, brother.
If they were sitting there and go, who the fuck is Edward Snowden? You know what I'm saying?
No stuff too.
So, but then again, if I'm not talking about you, but yeah, it's the dude that leaked all of the fucking government secrets to everybody about all of the wiretapping and the invasion of the privacies and all of that shit. He had the fucking WikiLeaks shit, and now the motherfucker's in hiding somewhere because the U.S. can't stand motherfuckers that tell the truth.
So, and what did he say about what was the line he said?
Niggas, I don't know, something about holy. You supposed to be the note taker.
No, he said something about
you leave more holes. You'll be leaking more holes than fucking Edward Snowden or some shit.
No,
he had the shit about the moth and the Silence of the Lamb covers, the Black
that
Blanca.
was really, really nice. I really like that shit. Like if he would have came with a whole like that shooting in Cadillac shit, to me that shit wasn't all that hot. It was cool, but like you said.
That was his second round.
No, that was his first round. Shooting Cadillac. We're going to Cadillac shoot him.
Oh, yeah, shoot him up like Cadillac. the Black Blanca, and then once again,
Now that was racist.
yeah, no, that wasn't racist.
Yeah,
And then again, to be able to like pause and not do like a basic 4-bar
because
setup.
for the Black Blanca, not to go past it, just like Math Hoffa could have said any other Eminem is just teaching the class, he could have been in it.
No, because
Dizaster,
Blanca was actually white.
he could have said battle rap Blanca for shock value. That's what he could have said. But he said Black Blanca
Well, nigga, that's
for racist.
Nigga.
I'm just saying something else he could have said since you wanted to say that Math Hoffa
Okay,
said
nigga.
the Eminem line. That
So
was
if
racist.
you really want to, I don't even know why you would compare that one fucking thing. First of all, battle rap may not even fit the fucking rhyme scheme or the rhyme pattern. And then to be like, yeah, well, Blanca was white, and then you not white, so you the Black Blanca, just like niggas do that shit all the time. Nigga, I say that fucking Eminem
He could have
is.
said shock value like Blanca.
Yeah, he could have, but that was one versus a bunch.
No, because you just had the Eminem thing. And that's why I said, when I'm talking about crafted, not just saying shit like, finally, Akbar spending time with me. And,
Oh no, this nigga said something about Ramadan. He said something about Ramadan.
and yeah, losing your noodles and chicken. It was food he was talking about.
No, but he said Ramadan, which is a Middle Eastern. Like, think about what you say, nigga. We on camera.
I know, I heard.
You know what I'm saying? Then the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar shit.
That's in the second round. We still on Diz first round.
Oh shit. Well then, but okay, it was still one that did said to me that, and I'll even give it to you. Yeah, okay, if you want to say that was racist, sure, you can say that was racist. One versus a bunch. You know what I'm saying? And him being the Black Blanca, like the black wasn't even the focal point of the bar. It was about him being Blanca. It was the focal point. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't even like he was like the Black Blanca or the N-word Blanca or whatever. But
He wasn't.
still, the fucking Diz's delivery was fucking better.
Yeah.
His delivery was better. The things that he thinks of to put on paper, and I say this about a lot of motherfuckers.
On paper though. He freestyle a lot.
All right, well, the shit that he rapped then, the source material, wherever he pulls it from, is fucking on a different level, which makes his fucking bars come out on a different level than fucking what Math was doing.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's great, but it's just like Math Hoffa was over there giving well-crafted bars to a nigga that was doing a whole bunch of just... Now, if you want to talk about a motherfucking performance, like the shit that this nigga Dizaster was doing, his whole act is him being mad at a just being mad. He ain't never gonna do a comp performance. And when he did, he lost against Pat Stay. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to talk about, like, people going off for performance, because we just did our Lotta Zay and C3 video and the whole Lotta Zay shit, that's all Dizaster do is aggression. Now, if he was to say that shit any other way, I'm pretty sure. Math Hoffa, on the other hand, was cool and laid back.
And it took me.
Blaze. Now, some bitch ass niggas like the fake beef to get paid. But at the end of the day, he ain't mean, he just gay. And he don't mean what he said. Like when you said you retired, I guess you didn't mean that, fool. You said I was scared to come to LA. I guess you didn't mean that too. You said if we scrap, then that's gonna make your team scrap too? Well, tell me who gonna block the shot after I cream Abdul?
Years, it actually took me seeing Dizaster in person for me to be like, all right, I really can fucks with Dizaster on a more than the cannabis DNA battle rifle.
I had to see that nigga battle Averb and tell that nigga, you know what, that's the best battle I ever seen you do in person.
So yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So that a lot of aggression and barking, yeah, it do take away. But once I fucking listen to the nigga's material, it's like a nigga it really is a nigga that's writing fucking a Dr. Seuss book versus a nigga that's writing a fucking Hardy Boys book. Like, it's just a different level. Yeah, it's a different thought process.
These wasn't Dr. Seuss. On Dizaster's other hand, too, he had the Judge Mathis, and then he had the shit talking about swinging on when he was battling the Summer Madness. Nigga swinging on Jones was the first punch that landed, and that shit was sounded hella funny because I want to see that battle. And I'm pretty sure that I keep hearing like the crowd was not fucking with Math. Excuse me. So that's another reason why I hit him. And then he talked about when he battled Daylight, and Daylight wetted his feet, and he fucking he didn't do shit to Daylight. Now it's the first time him coming to LA, getting his feet wet. And the nigga, like, to me, that was cool. That was good right there. So Dizaster had, to me, I edged and gave Dizaster the first round.
And I fucking gave Dizaster, of course, the first round, if you guys have been paying the fuck attention at all. Then the second round, to me, it was basically, this is one of them battles where it was more the same pretty much until the third round. And that's when I think kind of Dizaster ran out of steam and he was just kind of fed up and mad at the situation and whatever else is going on in this nigga's head, be it math talking or the fucking bars that he was hearing, whatever it was. By the end of the third, he ran out of steam, but we'll get there when we get there. But in the second, what did Math do? That's when he did the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Which everybody, even Dizaster, gave that nigga. Now, if you gonna do something and you gonna craft a bar that's racially toward the other person,
and you know what?
That's how you do it.
I'm gonna tell you what, and if everything had been on that level, we'd be having, once again, it's one of them things, what I always say, we'd be having a totally different conversation.
Well, Math second round, I get Math the second round. And him starting off like that is a reason why. Then him going into the whole, talking about how awkward it's like being he's a racist. We were getting on racist. He was talking about awkward, so every time he hang around, he was like, his favorite movie probably The Hangover 3.
You know what? I'm not even gonna say that he won't battle in awkwards, because I do like it when niggas get other niggas in battles. But as far as the fucking race car, which, you know, that I'm gonna say that part, whatever. But yeah, he won't even. That's not like this a racist.
And then he was like, he gonna put a Syntex in that nigga mouth and his head gonna blow up and all you gonna see is redneck. You know, be racist. So that was to awkwards. And then he talked about, he had a little scheme, how he talked about how Dizaster be hyped up and it be looking like he be on some type of drugs or some shit. And then he was like, nigga, you should never try heroin because when you was on Smack, that was the wackest you ever been.
I thought that was his third first.
Second round.
Okay.
So like then this nigga got on this nigga and when he was on Smack, he was the wackest he ever been. That was not no lie. So he going on Dizaster, you know what I'm saying? Then he was talking about how he got on and how you use the word nigga, and he exposed well, I guess it's because you with these Crack City dudes, and I guess you Donald Sterling and them your niggas you be with. That was a good line right there. And then after that
was good too.
Then he was like, fucking, and y'all be in a cipher and Dizaster started to wig out, and after 40 bars, Daylight pulled his dick out. The shit was hilarious, nigga. Every Daylight even laughing at itself on that one. So this Math coming with it the second round. Then he fucking came with the whole fucking it wasn't really that hard, but everybody he had to stop and repeat himself, and he's like, I'm gonna get disrespectful, brother. Take a step farther and come in your mother.
And see, I didn't even like that.
And I didn't either, but the crowd loved it. I'm just
I
saying
didn't even
that.
like that. Well, the crowd didn't. Nigga, we was two people in the crowd and we didn't like it.
You know
we were
what?
there.
And I don't really remember the battle because remember I told y'all I was high
so fucked
and I was passed out.
Oh my God, we were so fucking high.
Yeah.
And then so Chico, Stocktonian, Juju, Billionaire, you motherfuckers know if you talk about video games and some nerdy shit, you got me. If you talk about fucking aliens, because that's part of our heritage, or fucking a bunch of other things. if you can talk about those type of things in well-crafted fashions, I fucks with you. Because it's not the same old boring angles. And to go into a beautiful little fucking duck hunt thing, and that's how you open your shit, that was fucking awesome.
Man, nigga. That was nice.
Loved it. And then...
No, but he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reason why, I took notes too. I don't know, what the fuck? I hope this nigga was playing when he was talking about, can y'all get y'all shit together? Nigga, we high, nigga. Get as high as us. And
somebody left a comment, and then somebody co-signed the comment, y'all niggas need to get y'all shit together. Yeah. Nigga, as high as we get, it's about as together as it's gonna fucking get, motherfucker.
But his first round, he started off with the Snoop Dogg, you lying, because Math had the fake Jamaican shit last round, you know what I'm saying? So, Did started off with a rebuttal.
Thank you for helping me solidify my point. I appreciate that. That's some real nigga shit right there, nigga.
We fair over here.
He had that.
Yeah, we ain't then he had the Denny went into the duck scheme.
Season ever since they run from me. I'm like the first shooting game for Nintendo. I was on everybody's screen. I aimed at everything that was ever considered fly above from me. And even though they dogged me in the end, this whole scene started with everybody ducking me. There's levels to this. Meet the game designer. You said you've been through a lot of shit. Well, you have a lot of kids. So that's probably baby diapers.
Bitch, I like. Because I love that fucking game when I was a fucking kid. I never beat that shit. But it was fucking the shit to play.
And then he pulled out the big ass picture, which once again is like I only stood up twice for that battle. That time and then for the fight. So the rest of the time I was just soaking this shit in, being like, oh, I'll just get the pay-per-view and oh God, please fucking I hope I can fucking smoke some more weed after this with some niggas. But I'm high as a bitch. Whatever fucking that stupid non sequitur was. But anyway, the selfie. And nigga, I take a lot of selfies. I have taken 1,000 selfies, nigga. Not one did I try to look sexy. And notice I had to say try to look sexy because I've taken a bunch with my shirt off.
Try.
I have never tried to look sexy. Now, if the shit happens by accident, nigga, God did that. God and great genetics did that. But yeah, that selfie, that nigga looked ridiculous. Looked like he was auditioning for like goddamn VH1 reality show. Fucking Love and Battle in Hip Hop. Or some shit.
That was like towards the end.
And then he did the mathematics shit.
Okay, now yeah. Before that though, he did some little freestyle shit, and he was look like you gonna look like a giant cyclops that just got sideswiped by an Asian blind lady or driver or some shit like that. Like that shit was fucking crazy. Then he got into the mathematics scheme. Now you know what I'm saying. This is how I know Diz had some shit written for this battle. Because he wanted to kill Math. You know what I'm saying? Get it, kill Math. So he did the math scheme. So he did this math scheme. But the thing about this, it wasn't, now, he did do it. But it was just like a basic little, simple little math scheme. Now, if you want
what?
This mathematician with 1,000 different algorithms made up of the foul decisions in life that cloud his visions, but what it knocking them out prove? That if your rounds ain't hitting, you'll swing in the middle of the round and hit them and show up without a second round like you did out in England, and maybe you allowed to, but not in our division. Out there, they might be proud of you, but I swear to God, you show up without a round 2, Math, we're gonna beat.
One shall stand, one shall fall. Why throw away your life so recklessly? That's a question you should ask yourself, Megatron. No! I'll crush you with my bare hands! I've got to hell, Prime? Stay away, lad. That's Prime's fight.
I'm gonna beat the living algebra out of you. And I ain't even power tripping. And I ain't even power tripping, because rather what I would do is outrhyme you and algebraically outstyle you, triangulate on all of your ground moves. See, the root of the problem is there's nothing positive about you, so I focus on the negatives and try to subtract them out of you, minus all of your foul moves, and that's how you calculate Matthew's absolute value.
Yeah, it was triangles, roots, positives, negatives, absolute value. I'm gonna triangulate, add the roots up to a positive and negative, and that's the absolute value. That's what the scheme was. It wasn't nothing like, it wasn't like every time he said, like, it wasn't no.
But nigga, that was just like, that wasn't even like a full scheme. That was just like some multi-wordplay. They wouldn't even count that as a scheme. But yeah, I'm about
No, not what I did. I'm just saying those was the hidden words in there, but it's like basically.
And there's probably more, which again is, okay, another reason why I'm choosing Math over Diz. Watch the battle 4 times.
You mean Diz over Math?
That's why I'm choosing Diz over Math.
You see what his heart mean to say.
Because I'm so adamant, Joe, because it's like niggas is choosing Math. I think that, and it's like I don't want to say nothing that puts all of you motherfuckers in the same box. But it's hard. I'm thinking it's just like you are not listening to what this motherfucker Diz is saying. Math did have bars, but it's, once again, it's who had extra, whose shit was more complex. Maybe it's the nerd in me, but yeah, nigga. And
it's like, that's why, like, Diz can freestyle, but like his shit he was coming with, he threw a couple of hidden gems in there, but it wasn't enough going against this nigga Math, who just lost to this nigga on Total Slaughter.
And see, nigga, I'm saying, in as far as the second round goes, nigga, just on the shit that I had remembered, I was gonna give Diz the round. But nigga, I remembered the shit that I remembered, and you reminded me of some shit. And that even strengthens my position even more on why I'm saying fucking Diz won the first 2 rounds, which it only takes 2.
That's what I'm saying. He lost this. And after he did his duck scheme and he had his math scheme,
and then the picture,
and then he had another little. I don't really want to say it was the same thing about it, because he did another thing about math and hands and somebody else battling Cal, and they never let a cow kill us. It was still about math, but it wasn't about.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. That was still part of this.
Against Calico in New York, we seen the whole crowd give up. You got booed trying to make your style adjust. Your man Coite's battle with Cal got slumped. I seen hands try to get in Calico's face and his ass got pumped. If you take the 3 of y'all together and you add them up, it means half of your squad when it gets a cow got crushed, which proves we'll always be better at math because we would never let a cow kill us.
Same shit, calculus. Yeah. That's why that clip's going in.
You know what I'm saying?
It's probably already been in, because when he said the shit and I looked hella incredulous, but like, I fucking put it in there.
After that, he brought in the large picture, and then he did say something about the Jägermeister dropping cards in your bombs.
That was another thing that, nigga, I don't drink a lot of shit.
I'm here to, man, I'm not.
But I love Irish car bombs.
Yeah.
I love Irish car bombs. The shit, like, once you drink it, it tastes like a goddamn Frappuccino. And then, like, which I don't really drink Frappuccinos.
The thing about that is, them is basic punchlines, though. Like, he's just saying, oh, you gonna get green like grass. You gonna blow up like a bomb.
And it's funny, because to me, that's what I think about math bars. Like, the math bars, I think his shit was basic.
But it wasn't. He had the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which was a whole setup. He had the Simtex blow up in your mouth. Now that's a redneck. That was a flip. He had the whack on smack. That was exposing Dizaster.
But they
he had the Donald Sterling. He had the, like, Math had a whole bunch of shit.
And of all of those, like, yeah, they hit in the building, but only one or two of them was just all right. But once again, it's like, nigga, to me, just even to think of it was like, just to be like, man, I'm gonna base. So hold on, the Donald Sterling shit based on race, the fucking awkward shit based on race. Like he talked a lot about fucking race.
And then you know what? That's a problem that you have.
There's not. There's a problem. That
Do I have a problem watching that on this battle rap? No. Am I gonna hear some disrespectful, raceful shit?
No. Wait a second. Hold on. Don't present it like I have a problem with somebody.
No, I'm saying
talking about somebody's race.
This battle.
Yeah, I have a problem with him doing it as much as he does. Cause to me, that's the easy way out. Yeah.
And then, like I said,
and
this time
me, the
when
easy
he
way
did
out
it,
is basic.
when he did it, he crafted his bars and it got everybody liked it. So it can be the easy way out, but if I'm gonna do it and everybody gonna like it, then that's the route. I'm sorry.
But you know what? Everybody liked it in the building, and then once again, I think that everybody likes it because they not listening to the Everybody liked it because it was easy to catch. Why was it easy to catch? Because it was basic.
Dizaster, like I said, his fucking scheme about math was easy to catch.
Okay, once again, I don't think you
if
giving that scheme.
If Chilla Jones or Daylight would have did a scheme about math, you wouldn't have got that shit the first time you would have heard the shit.
And I don't think that either one of them. And you know what? Actually, if they had done it as fast as he done it and flawlessly, I would have been like, when they did it, it was hot when they did it.
I mean, he brought out that large picture, and to me, like that was just a, you bring out a large picture of Math Hoffa,
and that shit was funny.
And it's like, for what? So that's the second round. I give it to Math because he had, to me, way more shit than Dizaster. Little bit of gems that he had, in my opinion. And
so you motherfuckers can just look at the last 5 minutes or so of this video. Nigga, Dizaster had a lot of fucking gems. The ones that I named and the ones that he reminded me of. Plus, once again, his delivery, far from basic compared to Math Hoffa's fucking honestly follow the bouncing ball, da-da-da-da. And yeah, it's like, man, I guess I get tired of hearing the same shit over and over again.
At least they was bars.
They were bars. Math was like... See, you say that is that your argument? Because that would imply that Diz didn't have bars.
No,
and is that what you're saying?
He didn't have as many, and his bars wasn't better. Well, his bars wasn't better crafted towards Math Hoffa than Math Hoffa bars was better crafted towards Dizaster. Not in that second round.
And I don't know about better crafted. I don't know what you mean by. What do you mean by better crafted?
Wrote him down with a pen and paper.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, no, they were better. Yeah, he worked. He may have worked harder to come up with, to me, a less inferior product. But this is not an A for effort type situation. Diz may have freestyled a lot of shit and threw up a fucking picture of Math taking a selfie, but the duck hut shit worked. The fucking Snoop line rebuttal worked. The picture kind of sort of worked. The math scheme for me really worked. And I'm just really flabbergasted. It didn't work for you.
It worked for me. It's just then those couple of things that he had doesn't talk. Then we're not talking about all his dry spots that he had that round compared to Math Hoffa's well crafted.
And I think Math Hoffa had the fucking Daniel Sterling shit. And the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar shit. The Donald Sterling shit and the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar shit. Those were his little high points. Everything else was just kind of
So what about him exposing him on Smack being hella whack and the whole dope scheme about that?
That was just okay.
And then...
that, for real, that was just okay. And I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure somebody's already talked about that or said that. I mean, yeah, okay, the nigga fucking battled T-Rex and it was what it was. But I mean, it really, like I said, it wasn't the biggest thing. To me, when I think of Matt, when I think of Diz, him being on methamphetamines ain't one of them things that come to my mind. So for Math to pull it up, maybe that's why it don't resonate with me.
No. He said you shouldn't. Well, I don't know exactly, but yeah, that's the second round. Then the third round.
And then the third round,
Math killed that nigga.
I think, and I don't review a lot of Dizaster battles because he performs a lot like he did in the third round. A lot of times where it's like he kind of runs out of steam and he seems distracted, and the emotion of the battle, the heat of the battle by this time is kind of taking over, and he just was just saying a bunch of fucking shit that it sounded like he just wanted to get off his chest.
I predict the shit that you're gonna say like Charlie Clips when he did the Piccolo. You try to throw a jab, I'll sidestep it and crack math like the Da Vinci Code. Yeah. Yeah. Stop looking at the fucking phone, you're starting to distract me. You can play if you want to.
Because to me, he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna get the shit off my chest. I already won the first 2 rounds. I don't know. But it was, it was fucking frantic and hectic and fucking, it was where, once again, it crossed that line where I tell you niggas like, all right, man, that shit is too personal. It's just too personal. And yeah, you seem like one of them kids running downhill where you just like, you're just going way too fast and you're just trying to keep your legs under you. And then this was where Math showed the pacing of his 3, as he puts it, well-crafted bars, because he really didn't get excited or passionate or upset.
He had his moments
through the whole battle, actually. No, which may be another reason why I really didn't care for the shit.
He had his moments where he got loud and he was up in Dizaster face, and you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't the whole time.
I don't know. He did a lot of smiling.
Oh, he did? Because he always smile, though. That's Math.
Yeah.
But he started off with his fucking rebuttal about that nigga having that picture up there. You know what I'm saying? And, then,
and see, here's the thing. Just because it's a rebuttal, I didn't really even like think that was a good rebuttal. He could have just not said it.
I'm not saying that it was or it wasn't, but just the fact that that's what motherfuckers seem to do when you be like, oh, people, it was a freestyle, because it was like, well, if it was Charlie Clips, it was a freestyle.
Well, nigga, I'm pretty sure if it was Charlie Clips, it would have been a good freestyle. And we'll talk about that in a minute too. You know, that's.
But then he had this whole Big and Pop thing about the East and the West Coast, and then people getting into beef, and then it led into Pac dying. This haven't got a ghetto.
But you drop Islam just so you could suck a dick, cause ain't no repercussion for faggots up on the mothership. Now let's get real. When Pac died, the whole West Side fell in depression. When Big died, the whole East Side was mentally stressing. See, Pac wrote songs that led the black man to progression.
I would have waited an eternity for this. It's over, Prime.
Big said sky's the limit before it's death and ascension. But this is why they fear battle rap, because of how we vent our aggression. If that aggression is genuine, this shit could end in a second. I still remember the question, is there a ghetto in heaven? I don't know, but after tonight, there should be a 7-Eleven.
And then after this, it should have a 7-Eleven. Bam.
Oh, another.
Was it a racist joke? Yes. But my thing is, see how I went into there? It was a whole lead up into a bar. It wasn't just straight, hey, you A-Rab.
That don't make it any better or worse.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
You know, I mean, here, to me, it's like, nigga, you have this entire palette of colors to paint with, but you's only gonna paint with a few reds, blues, and blacks. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, because grass is green, you may throw some green grass in there. You're not using enough of this palette that's before you, and your pictures are, you know, fucking like the turtle from the Can You Draw Me shits. I mean, they're good, but it's not like you're Picasso and you're in your blue period. You know what I'm saying? That is, what did you say? Yeah, thank you. I love you too. But so, and that's how I feel about what Math did in that battle. It's like you painted a decent picture, but you used like a limited palette. You didn't have all of the shit. Like nigga, you could have rapped, once again, and I say this about when people rap against Daylight, so much shit that you could have brought up against Dizaster. You had so much ammo.
How many Arab
and you chose to forego it.
How many niggas? And that's the thing. It's like I haven't watched a whole bunch of Dizaster battles. You know,
That's another thing that Math could have rapped about.
But Verb, I did see that battle, and he did have some racist jokes in there. But we really didn't bother us that much because they were so well crafted in his bars to where it wasn't just straight out like, "Hey, Abdul."
Actually, no. It kind of irritated me. If you look back then, I was kind of irritated. By the third round, when he did the whole psychologist shit, I was like, all right, now you went to that well a little too many times.
But you gotta look, these are battle rappers that's black, African American, that's going against somebody that's outside their race. How often does Math Hoffa battle somebody that's not African American? When is the last battle Math Hoffa battled somebody that wasn't African American?
Pat Stay, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was, and that was like 2 years ago. So him saying some shit and he battled Dizaster on fucking Total Slaughter, and that was a 1-round battle. And this is him coming back after some shit he got to say. So,
and exactly my point. So it's like, man, if this is gonna happen once every 2 years, I may go to that well, and if I do, trust me, it's gonna be some incredible shit when I do. I may go to the well a couple times, and once again, like I said, when I do, it's gonna be the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar type niggas. It's gonna be like, oh my god, it's not gonna be, the platform that I base a lot of my battle on. That's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, nigga, if I'm gonna battle somebody outside my race once every 2 years, you best believe I'm gonna show motherfuckers that I have more depth and angles than just being like, nigga, you Arab, you got the cab, you motherfuckers are slipper skating, the Taliban, Eminem had an Arab school, motherfucking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, blah, da, 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 da. Like, trust me, nigga, I'm gonna go, nigga, you did this against Pat Stay, you did that against Verb. King of the Dot is the only platform that you can battle on, and blah, da, 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 da. Total Dizaster, you fucking Total Slaughter, it was a total disaster. Like, there are a lot of things.
He did, and he said that. He said, he did say King of the Dot's only, but he didn't say it. He said, nigga, you battle on Smack, and that's the
very little balance.
And then,
you know what I'm saying?
In his third round, Matt had a looper scheme. This nigga, he had a whole little line about, I'm steering in London because I'm steering on the right.
Yep. And you know what? I gave him the third round too.
And then he talked about the total. Then he exposed the nigga on the Total Slaughter O's, on the Money Mode Marv 1, the Weed for Cortez.
I kind of look like Marv 1 today.
And the Socks nigga from Big T. And then the whole, that's why I hate Scrabbles, because sometimes I ain't got no words for these squares. And then he talked about that nigga just living in Total Slaughter, how he was Dizaster, just hated his life. And I don't know if you be on Twitter or something, but that's the same. I mean, that's what that nigga be saying, and that's what he was telling grown man in the house, that he wanted to kill himself. I don't know how many niggas talk about that shit. And
I talk about it all the time.
Be happy. That's what you put on Twitter?
Yeah, sometimes. Nigga, you ain't on Twitter enough. As a matter of fact, nigga, Eddie Williams, leave a comment. This nigga was concerned about me the other day. This nigga's like, Uptown, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, nigga, I'm okay. Like, my Twitter pic is a picture of me hanging from a noose.
Oh, yeah, that picture. You like that.
I do love that picture.
It's crazy like that.
So, once again, you know what? Bam. And I hope that I can amplify it up. Yes, my Twitter pic at Uptown Jackson is me hanging from a noose. It's one of my favorite pictures because I very rarely get to see my back tattoo. Even if I was skinny, I probably still have a problem seeing my back tattoo. And I like the fucking subject matter and what it speaks on many different levels. But once again, it goes to, like, sometimes it's just like, yo, I like the shit that a nigga is saying. And I'm lucky enough that he's saying it well enough that I can fucking fuck with them. And Dizaster is another one of those motherfuckers. Nigga, you talking about fucking the Anunnaki and aliens and duck hunt and motherfucking calculus and fucking mathematics and fucking how much you just hate a motherfucker because he's whack and talking about how all the smack, like, nigga, the shit you talk about, nigga, I fucks with. And you were, luckily for me, good enough to say it well. Math Hoffa, this was one of your better performances, and I'm not saying you were bad. I'm just saying you were less good than fucking Dizaster. Actually, I'm saying, yeah, you fucking, that's what I'm going to say.
I'm disagreeing.
And he's going to disagree. And I know I'm in the minority. It's part of what makes me, me, and I'm okay with that. I have my fucking little quirky ass opinions. And that's the alarm. So that's the end of our show. Everybody feel free to agree with Ice City. If anybody out there can fucking see what I'm saying and what I gotta put it in sober or something, yes, nigga, if you could put it in sober in the comments and if you actually agree with me, whatever. And once again, I love these because you gotta agree with one of us. So until a few minutes, nigga, this is Uptown Jackson.
It's your nigga Ice City.
And we're out. Do your thing.
Shing a ding, ring a ling.
That's his thing.